This week on The Splash, we honor a local community member who has helped so many. Then we join in on a Keego Harbor tradition. And later, we go on a run for a good cause. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything from local news to feature stories, all so that we can bring you the latest from the greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash. Welcome to The Splash. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin, and as always, thank you for joining us. It can be difficult to list all of the people who have influenced our lives over the years, but for some here in West Bloomfield, the answer is easy to find. I joined several community leaders at Town Hall to honor a special member of our community. It's not every day that a single life has such an impact that an entire community gathers to pay tribute. In West Bloomfield Township, leaders and community members alike honored Pastor Jack Freed.
It was amazing. When I contacted people to see if they were interested in creating some sort of a recognition or tribute to Pastor Jack, the message was loud and clear. He was a trusted advisor to so many people and so many organizations within the community. His impact on the community was tremendous. People were ecstatic to be involved and to be a part of this recognition.
Jack is very modest. And to have people say all these nice things when he's here to hear it is meaningful.
The reason I'm here is to honor Pastor Jack Freed. I brought him a tribute from the state of Michigan as well. And it's to honor him for his hard work, his work in the community, his service to the community, being part of the Optimist Club, just being a great individual.
West Bloomfield Township combined good food and great people together for an ice cream social that allowed fellow community members to meet, mingle, and share stories of Jack's influence in their lives.
My father has known Jack for many years, so I was able to get to know Jack through my dad. They've been Optimist Club members for years, and my dad always really admired Jack and the work he did, and it encouraged my own father to get more involved in the community, and then through my dad's role modeling, I got involved in the community. So Jack really does have a ripple effect.
Pastors to everybody, and just that's the kind of guy he is. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're his friend, that's real.
The smiles he's put on people's faces, the hugs he's given to people when they were in need. And it's really, individuals like that need to be honored.
While Jack is known for being humble, it was a good feeling for him to be able to see some of the people he served for so many years.
He was really excited too, and it was a great opportunity to honor somebody who has given and done so much for so many in this township.
There is no doubt that Jack will continue to serve West Bloomfield Township for many more years to come. What a privilege to be part of such a wonderful event for a truly remarkable individual. To learn more about Jack Freed, visit civiccentertv.com/Jack Freed Tribute. Bringing families together is one thing our community is known for. Recently, one particular event offered some great activities for kids of all ages. Samana Sheik has the details.
This is Samana Sheik reporting for The Splash, and today is the 17th anniversary of Keego Harbor's Skate and Activity Night. They have plenty of fun activities planned for residents of all ages. Let's take a look. From the live entertainment, activities for children, food, and raffles, all local communities can come together for a night of bonding. This event wouldn't have been possible without the Keego Harbor Police Department.
About 18 years ago, we started Skate Night, and it was just a conception where we had kids skating around the block, and we closed down all the streets. They skated around the block, and it was just like an old-fashioned ice cream social. It was just to bring the community together, and for the kids to have fun, to get a little bit of relationship with the police department and the kids.
The main focus of Skate and Activity Night is community involvement.
This is the 14th or 15th year, and so many people have been involved in making this happen. It's about children. It's about education for children. It's about giving them an experience. It doesn't matter where they live. If they can get here, we want them to be part of Keego Harbor.
This 6-hour-long event has so much to offer, and residents couldn't be happier.
We have all kinds of aqua balls with Disney characters on them, as well as water and organic lemonade.
My kid enjoyed the rock wall, and we're going to go on the zip line next. No, we're not going to zip line? Well, maybe we will.
Skate and Activity Night was such a success. This is Samana Sheik reporting for The Splash.
If you're interested in seeing more about Skate and Activity Night, you can find more information at civiccentertv.com/Skate Night 2017. Still to come, we join local law enforcement for a good cause, plus another episode of Sidewalk Talk.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV. And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm your host, Sheena Monnin. Recently, the West Bloomfield Police Department partnered with other law enforcement agencies in the local area for a fun run supporting a good cause. Katie Wozniak has the story.
This past Friday, the West Bloomfield Police Department took part in the Special Olympics Law Enforcement Torch Run. For over 10 years, the West Bloomfield PD has been a partner for the Torch Run, which helps to create awareness and raise funds for the Michigan Special Olympics. Running along 14 Mile from Orchard Lake Road down to Inkster, the torch was passed to West Bloomfield by the Farmington Hills Police Department. West Bloomfield Police Crime Prevention Officer David McNeely III was the organizer of the event, who has also been a part of the torch run for the past 10 years. For The Splash, I'm Katie Wozniak.
If you would like to learn more about this event, visit civiccentertv.com/torchrun. Now it's time for another episode of Sidewalk Talk, where Samana Sheik spoke to Greater West Bloomfield residents to get their take on some topics of interest.
Hi everyone, this is Samana Sheik, host of Sidewalk Talk. Porsche, Bentley, Aston Martin, these are all cars I'd like to own someday. What about you, West Bloomfield?
Oh, I love the Porsche 911. I do. I love that car. I used to drive one from time to time, so it's a very fun car to drive. I love driving.
It used to be the Mustang, and I still like the Mustang, but now with the new Corvette, I would have to say if I had my choice, I would want the newer, I think it was 2014, but whenever the newest body change came about, I would want that Corvette. Black with the red inside the tires would be good.
Yep, that would be a 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda. I've owned many Mopars over the years, but that's probably my dream car.
I will have to give my husband's because I really don't have one, and that would be an Escalade. He wants one really, really bad, and I keep saying, no, we don't need one.
Oh, a yellow Corvette. Yeah, I'm not sure what year. It doesn't matter. The curvy year. So it had to have been like in the 70s.
I wish I had owned a 1964 Ford Mustang, a new Ford Mustang.
It would have to be a Dodge Caravan. It fits everyone in it.
What is the dream car you wished you owned?
Oh, wow. I would have to say a Corvette.
Everyone has been saying Corvettes tonight.
Yeah, well, it's a great car.
My dream car is a 1968 Ford Mustang convertible.
I think it's a 54 Corvette, red and white with red and white interior.
I saw a candy apple red Jaguar that I fell in love with a few years ago. Just loved it.
Had a lot of cars, but I haven't had a Bentley. I need a Bentley, right? Convertible.
Honestly, I have to say my
rather sketchy 2001 Ford Taurus. It's red, it's spicy, it has a lot of personality, and when you press the gas pedal, it goes, and that's really all I'm looking for. So, you know what, like a car with personality is my dream, and that's where I'm very content with that right now.
Thanks for the great answers. We hope to see you on another one of our episodes of Sidewalk Talk.
So many options of dream cars out there, for sure. And if you'd like to see some of our other fun and interesting questions on the show, you can do so anytime and anywhere by visiting our website at civiccentertv.com/Sidewalk Talk. And now it's time for our Civic Center event update, where we provide you with all the latest that's happening around Greater West Bloomfield. And if you'd like to stay up to date on all of the following current events yourself, you can visit civiccentertv.com/events. Let's get started. The Southeast Michigan Council of Governments is running a regional survey seeking input from Southeast Michigan residents to help develop a long-range transportation plan for the region. The results of this survey will help form the 2045 Regional Transportation Plan for Southeast Michigan, leading billions of dollars in investments in our area's transportation infrastructure and operations. To take the survey, please visit simcog.org/RTP. Solicitors will be canvassing in West Bloomfield over the next several months. The music boosters of Farmington and North Farmington High Schools will be canvassing in the area on Friday, September 22nd from 4 to 9 p.m. and Saturday, September 23rd from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Comcast is canvassing now through November 10th on Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Aptive Entertainment is also canvassing now through November 24th, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please be advised that these solicitors are approved to be canvassing in the area. For more information, please contact the West Bloomfield Clerk's Office at 248-451-4848. Kickstart your child's learning and encourage a love of reading while joining us for a language-rich story time at Tot Spot at the West Bloomfield Library. This creative story time combines stories, finger plays, music, and movement, so active toddlers can learn while they play. These amazing hands-on activities can help develop cognitive, social, math, sensory, gross motor, and early language literacy skills in toddler-age children. Registration is required for this free event being held on September 20th from 10 a.m. until 10:30 a.m. or from 11 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. Visit wblib.org to register. The next installment of an ongoing adult skill building class on the topic of addiction is being held in the Henry Ford Maple Grove Center on September 21st from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. Come learn about how you can spot the signs of addiction in family members and what you can do to help them. This is a free program and no registration is required to attend this event. In honor of the 500th anniversary of the Protestant Reformation, Orchard Lake Community Church will have a series of 6 guest lecturers on the topic of Reformation, exploring a movement that changed the world. Learn more about the Christian Reformation and its impact on the world, 500 years after Martin Luther started it all. This event is taking place on September 21st at Orchard Lake Community Church from 7:15 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. There is no charge to attend, but you can register at Orchard Lake Church. It's time to let your voice be heard. The Greater West Bloomfield Community Coalition is hosting an important survey for parents. By taking the survey, you will help to shape and influence some of the programs and other events organized by the Greater West Bloomfield Community Coalition in our community. You can take the survey now through September 22nd by visiting gwbcoalition.org and clicking on Survey. The annual Fall Perennial Exchange will be held at the gazebo at Rose Sorter Park from 10 a.m. until noon on September 23rd, behind the Keego Harbor City Hall. As you are cleaning up your garden this fall, consider potting up anything extra you have and saving it for this event. If you have nothing to swap, come anyway. You can make a small donation and take home something new. It's fast, it's fun, and you will meet the nicest people. There's plenty of parking at City Hall or around the edges of the park. No registration is required to attend. Join West Bloomfield Parks during Michigan Trails Week for their Game Hike. This family fun event celebrates the vast trail network in our area. Explore with the West Bloomfield Park naturalist all that the Recreation Activity Center's nature trails have to offer. Several stops will be made along the hike to play games, such as pond bingo, camo critter search, and more. This free event is on September 26th from 6:30 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. For more information, be sure to visit wbparks.org. If you or someone you know is in need of fresh food, stop by Temple Israel on October 3rd from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. to pick up free fresh food. A photo ID is required. Please note this is not a drop-off date, but is for individuals and families in need of fresh food. Forgotten Harvest is partnering with Temple Israel to bring supplies to West Bloomfield to support locals in need of fresh, nutritious food. For more information, call 248-661-5700. And that's all for now. However, if you're looking to find even more events going on in your neighborhood, then be sure to follow us at civiccentertv.com/events and look up our events calendar or watch us here for more information on everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area. As we head into the break, stay tuned because afterwards I'll be talking with Karen Pushie, spokesperson for the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Civic Center TV is your home for everything Greater West Bloomfield. Here you can tune into community programming such as our weekly news magazine show, The Splash, as well as coverage of local events and meetings in Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, and West Bloomfield. You can also watch all of your local programming online anytime at civiccentertv.com. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Civic Center TV has gone social. Now it's easier than ever to watch, save, like, and share our videos online. See what's happening in your neighborhood, on the streets, and on the web at civiccentertv.com. Be a part of the conversation and get involved. We would love to hear from you. For links to our social media pages, visit us at our website or find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Sheena Monnin, and here with me on the show this week is Karen Pushie, spokesperson for the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. Karen, thanks for stopping by today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, the Historical Society sounds really cool because of all of the ways that you are staying connected to the younger people in the greater West Bloomfield area, as well as preserving some of our natural history that we have here in the area. But before we get into too much detail, let's back up. And for those watching, can you tell us a little bit about what is the Historical Society here in greater West Bloomfield?
Well, the Historical Society is a resource for the community to get in touch with history. History matters. A lot of folks don't realize how our community was involved with a lot of folks know about the history of Detroit and the automotive, how it all progressed in that. But our area really has a long history of being a summer resort area, and there's a lot of history to that too. Mm-hmm.
Wow, so you have a museum. The Historical Society has a museum. And inside, I would imagine there are artifacts and antiques and things like that. Can you tell us a little bit about that process of how you acquire them, how they're displayed, how you keep them safe and things like that?
Our museum is also just the whole museum is a historical place. It was an old it was a house like in the mid-1800s, and then it became a hotel, and afterwards it got taken over by the city of Orchard Lake Village as their government offices. When they built some new offices, they let us have that building as our museum. So the museum itself is a historical location, and we have artifacts, things like we've got a really cute old beaver hat made out of beaver skin, a top hat, which is really kind of hard to find because they don't last long, and we've got old check writers from office machines. We've got The sign from the old Keego Harbor Theater is in one of our rooms, and when you come to the museum, you can light it up. And we've got historical uniforms from the fire department, the police department, menus from restaurants, and they're all set out in the museum there.
And those are donations, either temporary or permanent, from local residents? Yeah. That's really amazing. I love that. Now, earlier when we were discussing some things, you mentioned something really cool that's happening in the school district here in West Bloomfield in relation to something called Apple Island. Can you tell us a little bit about the relationship there and how the Historical Society is involved with that? Okay, well, Apple Island has been willed to the West Bloomfield School District. It was put in the will of Marjorie Ward Strong back in 1970, and from 1970 until now, it has been used by the West Bloomfield School District for youngsters to go out and do field trips. And she wanted it to be a nature preserve. She wanted it to allow youngsters to become more involved and learn more about preservation, and also a little bit of the history goes along with it too. It's more of a nature thing for the West Bloomfield School District. Wow, and so students can go and take tours. I would imagine Historical Society volunteers give the tours and help guide them so they understand what it is that they're seeing on the island, or? Well,
The tours the field trips that the youngsters do, they're arranged through the school district, okay. And we do have docents that are available if needed. Our West Bloomfield our Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society does a trip to Apple Island routinely, and that's the only time every year where somebody who is not a school child can go out to the island. And that's in the second weekend of June.
Oh, wow, that sounds exciting.
And it is. It's really fun. It's really well received and very popular. And it involves a little pontoon ride out from a dock near Orchard Lake St. Mary's out to the island. And then it's like a self-guided tour. Our Historical Society has 5 or 6 docents on the island at different parts of the island that will highlight different history things that had happened there, be it where somebody lived, a member of the Ward family where they lived, or something that there are archaeological digs happen out there. And so there might be a highlight about that. But it usually lasts about 2 hours, and then you just get back on the boat, come back to the mainland, and that's your trip for the year.
That sounds really fun. Now, the Historical Society, I believe, has well over 100 members, and you're always open to have new members and new volunteers. So for those who are watching who are really fascinated and they want to visit the museum, of course, but if they want to get involved in another way, what are some options that they have?
Well, they can volunteer. You don't have to be a member to volunteer. You can donate items if you have anything. We've got, we just had an event where we talked about the tornado that came through West Bloomfield, and we had lots of nice donations for news reports and photographs. A lot of folks might have some interesting photos of the area. It could be, and we do Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, West Bloomfield, and Orchard Lake.
Okay, fabulous. Great. Well, we really appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for being part of the Historical Society and preserving history here in the Greater West Bloomfield. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes. Once again, everyone, this is Karen Pushie, spokesperson for the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. Now let's head over to another of our recurring segments called A Minute with Nature, where West Bloomfield Park naturalist Laura Nazuri has something fun to share about a common local critter.
Hello and welcome to Minute with Nature. I'm your host, Laura Nazuri, the park naturalist for West Bloomfield Parks. And we're here today outside our Civic Center trails talking about monarchs. It's hard to talk about monarchs without talking about milkweed. Milkweed is a really important food source for monarchs. Monarch caterpillars are very picky eaters, and the only thing that they will eat is milkweed plants. So the monarch butterfly lays their eggs on that plant so that as soon as the caterpillar hatches, it has a food source right there for them. They stay a caterpillar for about 16 days, and they molt and grow 5 times. They call it an instar. So a caterpillar goes through 5 instars. After it's done being a caterpillar, it turns into a chrysalis. For about 13 days, it hangs there, growing and changing inside the chrysalis into an adult butterfly. Once the butterfly emerges from the chrysalis, it's an adult for about 30 days. The other big thing about monarchs that's extra special is their migration, and that happens right around the fall time, early September. So monarchs will take a long journey from here in Michigan to Texas and all the way down to Mexico as well. But they don't stay in Mexico for very long because there's too much competition there. They need more flowers to drink nectar, so they will arrive back in Michigan. It's a different generation though. So the generation that flies to Mexico is not the same butterfly we see next time in the spring. A really cool program to learn more about monarch migration is Monarch Watch. They're an organization that tracks monarch migration to help increase their populations so that we can learn more about how many make it to Mexico and make it back to our area every year. Monarch Watch actually puts little tiny stickers onto the butterfly. And if you ever see a butterfly with one of those special monarch tags on it, then you can go to monarchwatch.org, enter that information, and help someone find where their butterfly ended up at. How else can you help monarchs? Well, you can plant milkweed in your yard so that they have a place to lay their eggs and a food source as caterpillars. And then you can plant many nectarine flowers in your yard so that they have a food source as adults and butterflies. Another thing you can do is create what they call a monarch way station. So as they're making their way down to Mexico, they need to take snack breaks. So make sure that you have everything that they need. Some shelter, some water, a shallow dish works well for them, nectarine plants, as well as that milkweed. And that's your Minute with Nature.
Always good to learn something new. For more episodes of Minute with Nature, visit civiccentertv.com/MWN. Now it's time for our final segment on The Splash called Person of the Week, where we recognize those within the community who are either inspiring or providing toward others. And this week's recipient is Wilma White, longtime member of the quilting group Cover Girls. Wilma White is one of the foundational members of Cover Girls, a group that has dedicated over 40 years to making quilts and sending them to people experiencing personal or community disasters, such as floods, fires, and political unrest. Through her knowledge of quilting and her commitment to helping others, several thousand quilts have been made by her personally to assist those in need. Her heart for offering comfort to strangers through the gift of free quilts has inspired other community members to join the group and assist in any way they can. Wilma's tireless commitment to using her passion to help those in need has brought warmth to people both in our community and around the world. Rain or shine, snow or heat, Wilma is there leading the group every week. Her energy and zeal has helped create and donate thousands of quilts for over 4 decades and help people in need in multiple generations, which is why she is our Person of the Week. And if you happen to know someone who is providing a service to their community, then let us know by sending an email to thesplash@civiccentertv.com. We want to congratulate those who are making a difference in our area, and we appreciate all of your suggestions. And that's going to do it for us this week. But remember, you can watch new episodes of The Splash every Monday or throughout the week for replays. You can also watch every episode online at civiccentertv.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook under Civic Center TV 15, YouTube at Civic Center TV 15, and on Twitter at Civic Center TV for more information. For all of our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and West Bloomfield, I'm Sheena Monnin. Thank you for watching The Splash.